Alfred Nobel was a chemist, engineer, and a businessman. He was born on the 21st of October 1833 in Sweden. Since he was interested in explosives from a young age, he grew up to be the founder of dynamite. He's also the best known for the prize named after him called the Nobel Prize. Alfred Nobel went on studying engineering and chemistry from his dad. By the age of 16, Alfred Nobel was a competent chemist and was fluent in 5 languages, which are English, French, German, Russian, and Swedish.
Went to study chemistry in Paris for a year and later moved to US for 4 years. When he returned home, he worked in his father's factory. Since his wide interest in explosives, Nobel would often experiment in his dad's lab. At the time, the only dependable explosive for use in mines was black powder, a form of gunpowder. A recently discovered liquid compound, nitroglycerin, was a much more powerful explosive, but it was so unstable that it could not be handled with any degree of safety. Nevertheless, Nobel in 1862 built a small factory to manufacture nitroglycerin, and at the same time he undertook research in the hope of finding a safe way to control the explosive's detonation.
In 1863, he invented the practical detonator, consisting of a wooden plug inserted into a large charge of nitroglycerin held in a metal container. This detonator marked the beginning of Nobel's reputation as an inventor, as well as the fortune he was to acquire as a maker of explosives. In 1865, Nobel invented an improved detonator called a blasting cap. It consisted of a small metal cap containing a charge of mercury fulminate that can be exploded by either shock or moderate heat. The invention of the blasting cap inaugurated the modern use of high explosives.
Nitroglycerin itself, however, remained difficult to transport and extremely dangerous to handle. So dangerous, in fact, that Alfred Nobel's factory blew up in 1864, killing his younger brother and several other people. Undaunted by this tragic accident, Nobel built several factories to manufacture nitroglycerin for use in concert with his blasting caps. These factories were as safe as the knowledge of the time allowed, but accidental explosions still occasionally occurred. From that, Nobel invented dynamite in 1867. By chance, he discovered that nitroglycerin was absorbed to dryness by Gr10, a porous, siliceous earth, and the resulting mixture was much safer to use and easier to handle with nitroglycerin alone. Nobel named the new product dynamite.
Dynamite established Nobel's fame worldwide and was soon put to use in blasting tunnels, cutting canals, and building railways and roads. In the 1870s and 80s, Nobel built a network of factories throughout Europe to manufacture dynamite, and he formed a web of corporations to produce and market his explosives.
Continued to experiment in search of better ones, and in 1875 he invented a more powerful form of dynamite. Alfred Nobel died on the 10th of December 1895 from a brain hemorrhage.
The will of the Swedish scientist Alfred Nobel established the prizes in 1895. The prizes in chemistry, literature, peace, physics, physiology, or medicine were first awarded in 1901. The award ceremony takes place every year on the 10th of December in Sweden.
Over 584 prizes were awarded in 117 years. Some of the winners are Ahmed Zewail for his work on femtochemistry, John Kendrew as he became the first person to successfully determine the atomic structure of protein, John Walker was the inventor of friction match, and Ernest Rutherford discovered the nucleus of an atom.
The history of matches goes back to the early 19th century, England, where one chemist saw the significance of self-igniting substances and managed to create first version of items that would soon manage to spread across the entire world and change the way we look at the fire. This chemist was John Walker, ordinary pharmacist and chemist whose insight of innovation managed to kickstart entire history of matches and lighters. John Walker was born in 1781 in England. Walker was one of the few people in his town to work with chemical substances by experimenting various chemical elements. Finally, he created paste that could combust into flames when scraped to rough surface. He noticed these effects while working in his home. This led him to create first simple matches, which were made from cardboard sticks. He started to sell them in 1824 and were very popular in his town. He passed away May 1, 1859.
Kendra was born on 24th of March 1917 in Oxford. He graduated in chemistry in 1939 and spent the first few months of the war doing research on reaction kinetics in the Department of Physical Chemistry at Cambridge. His research has been in the field of protein structure and has mostly centered on the X-ray analysis of myoglobin. This project culminated in the production of three-dimensional model of myoglobin at 6A resolution in 1957 and an almost complete structure in 1960. He won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1962.
Ahmed Zewail was an Egyptian scientist born on February 26, 1946 in Egypt. Ahmed Zewail's main work as a pioneer and leader on femtochemistry, which is an area of physical chemistry that studies chemical reactions that occur in just a matter of femtoseconds. The timescales are incredibly small. 1 femtosecond is a millionth of a billionth of a second. Using a rapid technique of ultra-fast lasers, which consisted of ultra-short laser pulses, he realized that it was possible for chemical reactions to be mapped in detail, and a study of bond rupture and bond formation at a fundamental level could then be made. He died on August 2, 2016, and he won the Nobel Prize in 1990.